Ever feel like you're just drowning in information?
Hmm.
Like articles and research and opinions everywhere.
Yeah.
But actually finding what you need feels impossible.
Hmm.
Today, we're going to deep dive into a skill that can totally change that for you.
Okay.
AI prompting.
Interesting.
It's like having a superpower that cuts through all the noise and gets you straight to the insights you need.
It's funny. People toss around the term AI like it's some magic genie or something.
Yeah.
But really, AI models, especially the large language models we're talking about today, they're basically very sophisticated pattern recognition machines.
Okay.
They've been trained on tons and tons of data, and they use that training to predict and make responses.
So to really get them to work for us,
Right.
we need to get better at communicating with them.
Exactly. That's where prompting comes in.
So it's not just about asking the AI any random question and crossing your fingers.
Exactly. Think of it this way. Imagine trying to get directions from someone who doesn't speak your language at all. If you aren't super clear and specific, you'll probably end up totally lost.
You'd be going in circles forever.
It's the same with AI.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But why do so many people have trouble getting good results with AI prompting? I mean, it seems pretty simple.
Right.
You type in a question, you get an answer.
Well, it's definitely more nuanced than that.
Okay.
A lot of prompts fail because they're not clear enough, or they don't give enough context, or they're not specific enough.
Oh, so it's like telling your GPS, take me somewhere nice.
Exactly.
You might end up at a park or a restaurant, or maybe even a landfill.
Yeah, you never know.
AI needs clear directions, just like your GPS, to give you what you're really looking for.
Precisely.
So we need to be really intentional and precise with our instructions.
You got it. And that's where understanding even just the basics of how these models work can really help.
Okay.
For example, they operate on something called machine learning,
Right.
which basically means they learn from the data they are given.
Ha-
So the more specific and relevant info you give in your prompt,
Huh.
the better the AI can figure out what you want and give you those tailored results.
Okay, so let's say I'm a teacher, and I'm trying to come up with some IEP goals for a student.
Sure.
How could AI prompting help me do that better?
Well, instead of just asking for IEP goals,
Yeah.
you'd want to give some more specific details about the student,
Okay.
like their age, their specific challenges, their learning style, maybe even their strengths.
You can even tell it what format you want the goals in.
Exactly. The more info you give, the more focused and useful the AI's output will be.
So it's like giving the AI a map instead of just a destination.
Exactly. And the benefits of doing this well can be huge.
Huge. Like how?
Well, this research we're looking at highlights things like saving time,
Okay.
getting more useful information,
Mm-hmm.
and even sparking new insights that you might not have thought of on your own.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Right.
Everyone wants more time and better insights.
Yeah.
But how exactly does AI prompting help us achieve that?
Well, think about all the tasks you do that involve research or writing or gathering information.
Okay.
Effective prompting can automate so much of that.
Like what?
Let's say you have to write a really clear email to parents about a new school policy.
Okay.
Instead of staring at a blank screen for hours,
We've all been there.
you could give the AI some key info.
Like what kind of info?
The purpose of the policy, the main points you want to get across, the tone you're going for.
And it can basically write a first draft
You're
for you.
there.
So it's like having a super efficient research assistant who can find info instantly and even help you write.
Precisely. And the best part is you're still the one in control.
Okay.
You're steering the ship, deciding what you need, crafting the prompts, and checking the results.
Right.
AI is just a powerful tool to help you do things faster and smarter and maybe even more creatively.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But let's get into some specifics here.
Sure.
What are some practical steps people can take to actually improve their AI prompting skills?
Well, this source we're looking at actually breaks it down into 5 really clear steps.
Okay.
It's like a roadmap to great AI prompting, and it all starts with having a clear goal.
Okay, but that seems pretty basic. I mean, don't you always have a goal in mind when you're using AI?
Well, you'd be surprised how often people jump into prompting without really thinking through what they're trying to get.
Oh,
It's like heading out on a trip without even knowing where you're going.
yeah,
You might end up somewhere interesting, but it's probably not going to be where you wanted to go.
right.
So you're saying it's really important to actually stop and figure out what you want the AI to do for you.
Exactly. Write it down. Say it out loud, whatever works, to really nail down that objective.
Okay,
Because that clarity, that's what's going to guide your whole prompting process.
good at it.
Then once you have that clear goal, The next step is all about using plain language.
So no need to try and impress the AI with all the fancy jargon.
No, not at all. It's more about being a good communicator.
AI doesn't really care about fancy words. It just wants to understand what you need.
So talk to it like you'd talk to a colleague.
Exactly. You'd use clear and simple language to explain what you're looking for, right?
Right, you wouldn't bury them in technical jargon or anything.
Exactly. Keep it simple, keep it direct, keep it easy to understand.
Okay.
And that brings us to step 3, being specific.
Okay.
This is where you give all those important details that help the AI zero in on exactly what you need.
So like in our IEP example, instead of saying, give me IEP goals,
Right.
you'd get specific about the student's age, their challenges, their current level, maybe even what format you want the goals in.
Precisely. And don't be afraid to go deep here.
Deep, huh?
Do you want the AI to think about certain learning theories? Are there any legal or district rules you need to follow?
Oh.
The more specific you are, the less the AI has to guess and the better the results will be.
And then step 4 is telling the AI how you want that information presented right.
You got it.
Like, do you want a list or a paragraph or a table?
Yeah.
Exactly. It's about making the output work for you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need a short summary, a story, an analysis, or even code?
Oh, wow.
Tell the AI up front, and it can tailor the response just for you.
Okay, so then the last step is review and refine. So we don't just take the first thing the AI gives us.
Exactly. Treat it like a conversation.
Fine conversation.
Read it carefully and ask yourself, does this actually meet my needs?
Okay.
And if not, tweak your prompt.
Tweak it how?
Maybe you need to add some background info, change the tone, or break the task down into smaller pieces.
So it's almost like you're collaborating with the AI.
Absolutely. It's a back and forth. You give input, the AI gives output, and you refine based on what you get.
I love that idea of a conversation with the AI. It makes it feel less like giving orders and more like we're working together.
I agree.
But you know what I really like about this source is it doesn't just stop at these basic steps.
Right.
It goes deeper and gives us some pro tips that can really level up our prompting game.
Yeah. You know, one that really stuck out to me was the idea of giving context.
Context, like what?
Imagine you walk into a room with people you don't know, and someone just starts talking about something super complicated with no intro or anything.
Oh, yeah.
You'd be lost.
Totally.
Really.
I'd be like, wait, who are these people? What are we talking about? Why should I care?
It's the same for AI. It needs some background info to really get the task.
Okay.
So if you're asking for those IEP goals, you wouldn't just list the students' challenges.
Yeah.
You'd tell the AI about their learning style, their strengths, maybe even their home life, anything relevant.
Okay.
Or if you're asking for help writing an email, you might give some info about who you're sending it to, what's going on the tone. You want anything to help the AI understand.
It's like giving your GPS not just the address, but also telling it you want to avoid tolls or something.
Right, you're giving it more info so it can give you a better result.
Okay, and what about that other tip about specifying the tone?
Oh, that's a good one. So many people forget about that, but it can make a huge difference.
How so?
Do you want the AI to sound formal and professional or warm and friendly?
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Like, if you're writing to parents, you probably want to sound reassuring and supportive.
Exactly.
But a report for the school board would need to be more objective and analytical.
Exactly. And the cool thing is you can just tell the AI this.
Really?
Just add a phrase like use a supportive tone or write this formally and it'll change its language.
Wow, that's so cool.
It really is like having a personal assistant who can adapt to any situation.
And the source also talks about experimenting and iterating.
Yes. Don't be afraid to try different things and see what works best.
Okay.
Try different prompts, different wording, add or remove info, play around with different formats.
So you're saying to think of it like a creative process.
Exactly. You're working with the AI, figuring out what it's good at, and refining your prompts to really unlock its potential.
It's a good point. It's easy to think of AI as a one-and-done tool.
Right.
But it's really more like a partner in a creative process.
Exactly. And the more you play with it, the better you'll get at getting the results you want.
The source also suggests breaking down big tasks into smaller steps.
Yes. So instead of asking for a whole report at once, you could start with an outline and then have the AI fill in each part.
Oh, that's interesting.
Or if you're working on something creative, you could brainstorm with the AI first and then use what it gives you to inspire your own work.
So it's not just about efficiency. It's about using the AI to boost our own creativity and problem solving.
Exactly. But no matter how good the AI's output is, we can't forget about the human element.
Right.
It's crucial to always review and edit, fact check, and make sure it meets your own professional standards.
Because at the end of the day, AI is just a tool.
Mm-hmm.
And we're the ones responsible for using it the right way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that saying, a hammer can build a house or break a window. It all depends on who's using it.
Right.
AI is this amazing tool,
Mm.
but it's up to us to use it the right way.
Absolutely. And, this source brings up something really interesting about that.
Oh, what's that?
They talk about how AI prompting can not only make us more efficient, but also potentially more insightful.
Oh, how so?
Well, they give this example of a researcher studying a complex social issue.
Okay.
She'd been going through data for weeks, but not really getting anywhere.
Yeah.
Then she started using AI prompting to help analyze the data.
Yeah.
And she found some surprising patterns and connections that she hadn't noticed before.
So the AI wasn't just doing the work faster.
Yeah.
It was helping her see things in a new way.
Exactly. And those new insights led to some really big discoveries that she wouldn't have made on her own.
It's like the AI helped her connect the dots in a way that she just couldn't.
Right.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. It makes you wonder what other insights are hidden in the data just waiting to be discovered.
Right. And that's what's so exciting about AI prompting. It's not just about doing things faster or finding information.
Hmm.
It's about expanding what our brains can do and going beyond what we thought was possible.
It's like we're entering this new era of humans and AI working together,
Yeah.
combining human creativity and intuition with the power and speed of AI.
Yeah, exactly. And that brings us to the call to action from this source.
Okay.
They want listeners to think about specific things in their own work or life that could be improved with AI prompting.
So like whether you're a teacher trying to personalize learning or a researcher analyzing data or a business owner looking for new opportunities,
Or just someone who wants to learn new things more effectively.
there's probably a way for you to use this amazing tool.
Absolutely. And they highlight some great resources for learning more.
Oh, like what?
Like that YouTube channel with tutorials and examples and that prompt playbook with specific prompts for different jobs and industries.
Okay, so it's like they're giving us the keys to this powerful new car and saying, go
Yeah.
explore.
Exactly. Who knows what we'll discover along the way.
Well, that's about all the time we have for this deep dive, but before we go, I want to leave you with this one last thought.
Right.
What if this skill of AI prompting could help you discover not just new information, but new perspectives, new solutions, even new ways of thinking?
What if it could help you see the world differently, connect with people better, or even make a real difference in the world?
The possibilities are really endless. So go out there, experiment, explore, and see what you can achieve with this power in your hands.